us today is the former ISKA North American lightweight, the ISKA East Coast featherweight champion, and the undefeated and reigning one championship strawweight kickboxing king of the world, Jon Di Bella. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you today?
Hey, Isha, thank you for having me. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, man. I'm great. Dude, congratulations on the recent title defense. Pretty all, how's your leg doing? Because I mean, other than a few shots to the leg, that was a near flawless performance on your part, but it was pretty bruised up and banged up after that one.
Yeah, leg is feeling good. It was a bit like more superficial than anything, but I had like a knee injury like 2 weeks before. Like I had like it was already swollen before the fight. So like
Okay.
it swelled up like fast. So that's the only thing. But like yeah, it wasn't really hurting. I was used to kind of getting kicked in the leg. That's why I usually don't check the kicks. But yeah, everything's good now.
That's pretty bad. I don't need to check the kicks because I'm used to getting kicked in the leg. No, I saw your post after you shadowboxing in I don't know, the hotel room or your house. Then you're like, oh yeah, my dad, he kicks me in the leg every day for practice anyway. So this is good. This is good. No, that's awesome, man. Glad to hear you're doing okay. So what does this win mean to you compared to the win over Zhang or some of your past titles?
Yeah, it means a lot. Like Danny was like had a good fight with Rodtang, and like he took those fights on last minute, like with the Superlek and Rodtang. He took those fights on last minute, and I knew he was gonna come prepared in my fight because he said he was gonna have like a full 8-week camp, and he had like the recipe to beat me. He said, and yeah, it means a lot because he has a lot more experience than me. I only have had 11 fights before going in, so like kickboxing is illegal in Eastern Canada. So I did all my fights in New York, and I didn't have much experience, but I did fight like top guys in North America, and I won against them. So like those 11 fights were quality fights. They're not just like regular fights. They were quality fights because I beat the top guys in North America. But yeah, they still have more experience than me, like in overall around the world.
So is it both Quebec and Ontario, or is it all of Eastern Canada
I don't
that's
know.
banned kickboxing?
For sure, Quebec and Ontario, it's not allowed. I don't know about the rest, but yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's not allowed. Yeah,
So Jon,
Muay Thai. So it's Muay Thai and kickboxing. And K1 rules are not allowed. Yeah.
yeah, and I know Quebec just legalized like jiu-jitsu competition like a year or two ago as well.
Yeah.
That's good. So I'm from Western Canada. I'm from British Columbia, Vancouver Island. And like my whole life has been martial arts. So I can't even fathom. I mean, I guess I can because Quebec, they're a little different. In Ontario, they claim to be Canada. Yeah, I always say that. Minnesota, for example, where I just moved, is more Canadian than Ontario.
Yeah.
If you grew up in like that small town and Canadian vibe,
Yeah.
anyways. But that's crazy, man. Okay, so that makes sense now why you competed mostly in New York. I figured that it'd be probably just because the competition was better there, but it looks like it's a little column A and column B.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, it's kind of both. So like in New York, we're like all the best K1 guys and Muay Thai guys were in New York, and they came from like California, and they come to New York to fight like all around. And there's like foreigners too, like that they were coming and living in New York and fighting there. So yeah, I fought kind of a lot of the high quality there, and I have to fight sometimes like at a heavier weight just to fight because there's not many guys at 125 in the States. So like I just had to like go up to like I was like walking around like 120, 124, and like guys were they're like 140, and we have to do like catch weights and stuff all the time. So yeah, it was kind of hard. Yeah, it was kind of hard.
So I asked this last question because I know it's been a challenging year outside the ring, to put it plainly, but it seems now that like one championship is proud to have their champion in you, and they're promoting you now, which is awesome. Were there any serious considerations to leave one championship earlier, and what's your relationship like with them today?
Yeah, there was like a few things like misunderstandings behind the scenes, and like a few miscommunications behind the scenes. But then recently, like in the summertime, like me and my father, we met with Chatri in New York City. We had a meeting in New York, and we cleared like everything. Like we got everything straight, and like yeah, we're back on track, and everything's looking good now.
That's awesome, man. Like, I'm not going to lean into that story by any means because I know it's been a challenging year. But like, for all of us, in Canada, and all of us in the kickboxing Muay Thai community who are like, what's happening with Jon? What's happening with Jon? And you said like, don't worry, we're figuring it out. I'm glad that you're able to figure it out, and that, like I said, now on the outside on social media, like they are proud to have you as a champion, man, and we're proud to have you as a champion up here in the great North as well. So when Glory took a step back from doing shows in North America on the East Coast, was that one of the reasons why you went and signed in the Asian promotion, or was it a mix of like good money, next step up in competition? You know, after competing in Glory, why one championship? And you know, tell us about that next step of your career.
So yeah, Glory was coming to New York, and all around like North America, and they were trying to make their name there. And they used to put me on the undercards because I was like one of the big names. Like everybody used to start like I had like there was a bit of a buzz like when I used to fight, especially in New York, and but they didn't have my weight division. They didn't have 125 pounds, so they used to just put me on the undercards just to like have me as a good fight on the card. And like I used to fight other top guys in North America, so it used to be like exciting for the crowd, and people used to like, and all the fans used to come watch us like the actual fights because they didn't really know the European guys fighting on the main card.
Yeah.
So they used to come watch the like us, like the local fighters fight, and yeah, it used to be really cool. But like Glory kept like promising me a weight division, like a champ. I wanted to fight for a belt. I wanted to be Glory champion. I wanted to be a world champion. They kept promising me like weight division. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a weight division for you, and it didn't end up happening. So we saw like one offers us a good contract, and like good opportunity, and there's a belt there, and there's a world championship belt there, and that's what I wanted.
For the MMA fans just getting into Muay Thai and kickboxing, like I was telling you before we started recording, that I'm not gonna claim to be a kickboxing Muay Thai expert. It's about a year and change of me like hardcore watching the sport and really falling in love with it a little bit. I don't want to say it's better or worse than MMA. It's different, and I'm like the striking aspect a lot. It's weird, John. I like watching jiu-jitsu and I like watching kickboxing and Muay Thai more than MMA, if that makes sense. I like them as their separate sports. But again, I digress. To the MMA fans getting into Muay Thai and kickboxing, tell us about how you started your martial arts journey, how your relationship with your father, and how he literally and figuratively continues to be in your corner.
Yeah, my dad was a former three-time ISK world champion in kickboxing, and yeah, like I started. Yeah, he opened up his martial arts, his kickboxing gym, like when he was 19 years old. So like he was 19 and he had like his own gym here, and yeah, it was hard for him, like at 19 years old, opening up your own kickboxing gym. And yeah, like while he was fighting, while he was competing, and yeah, I grew up in the gym. They had like my parents like owned the gym together now. So like yeah, like I was just starting on the mat like while they were working and teaching, and now I'm just fighting. Yeah, continue like that.
Did you spend more of your time in Canada or Italy growing up?
More in Canada. My family, yeah. So I'm more like Italian. Like we spoke Italian, and like my parents are both Italian, and yeah, we're more Italian family, but we're just living in Canada. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now these days, where do you mostly live?
Montreal, and like I go back and forth to New York because I'm still like a part of the New York scene. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So, for the uneducated fools, as our friend George St. Pierre would say, explain to us why Superlek won the fight against Rodtang, and furthermore, how a healthy and in shape Superlek would absolutely destroy Rodtang in the rematch.
Oh man, that was a good fight. That was surprisingly a good fight. Like I expected like Superlek to win like convincingly, but like Rodtang showed like he really wanted it, and he came out like guns blazing, you know. So yeah, I don't know, man. It was a close fight. Like it was a good fight, man. So like it was back and forth. Obviously Superlek won the second round big, but the first round I think I had a Rodtang's, and the third round was a bit like even. It was back and forth. I think Superlek expected to catch him more cleaner, but Rodtang was on the offense a lot, and yeah, I think like it was a bit of a shock to Superlek. I think he would have thought it would have been a more easier fight. But I'm excited for the rematch, man. That's a good fight. Now like that fight can happen anytime, and like I think anybody's gonna watch it, man. It's a good fan favorite fight.
Absolutely, and I'm a huge fan of Superlek, and kind of like my little gimmick leading up to that fight was that all the North American fans they know the name Rodtang. and everything like that. So I was the one who's like, no, Superlek's gonna win this one, guys. Like
me too. Me too. I thought that
he's
too.
the kicking machine. He's, in my opinion, again, I'm new to the sport, but the fact that you're like confirming this, I'm like, all right, okay, I'm not. I know a little bit of what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, I thought Superlek was gonna win like before going to the fight, but man, like good fight, man. Like Rodtang put a good fight too. Yeah, respectable.
No, they're both world class. And for everyone listening to this interview who didn't like catch me on the live stream after when I went, guys, look, I'm giving Rodtang his flowers. I'm giving Rodtang his praise. It's not like I dislike the guy, right? It's not personal. It's nothing. It was part of the gimmick. And I really wanted to honestly get North American fans who are like, oh, Isha, what are you talking about? Get them riled a bit. Go watch some Superlek fights, man. Don't just watch the one guy that they're pumping up here. And he's great. Don't get me wrong, but not. You don't have to just punch yourself in the face and yell to get that notoriety in North America,
Yeah, hats off to both of them. Hats off to Rodtang and Superlek. Superlek is great too, yeah.
So, in your opinion, outside of one championship, and this can be like Muay Thai included, what are some of the best kickboxing promotions out there?
Oh man, I don't know.
Like, what would you recommend fans like myself who are just getting into it, who've only watched, Glory in one because they're easier to find? Like, what are some other leagues that if you're like, oh, if you're a fan of the sport, like X, Y, and
Z? I'm saying for all the MMA fans who watch UFC every second, go watch one championship.
There you go. There you go.
Go watch one championship. That's it.
Every
UFC
Friday morning.
Just watching UFC. Go watch Friday morning if you want to wake up. Watch one Friday fights mornings. Go watch that. It's I recommend you to watch that.
There you go. How is because I know it's been hard in North America with like the DAZN deal to get some of like the K1 and the RWS shown to us, but like again, if and when DAZN ever gets their shit together and actually like starts showing those regularly, like how's K1 today compared to like the Mark Hunt days?
Yeah, I don't know, like K1. I think now kickboxing is on a high. Like I think it was pretty big then, but now I think more people are watching one. Like one made it big, and like obviously like all the other companies helps make it big, but one is like killing it now and kickboxing and Muay Thai and all the striking. But yeah, it's good to watch. It's good. It's fun to be in it right now, and I'm happy to be one. I'm happy to be world champion in it. So yeah, it's a good time to be alive in kickboxing.
Well, especially like you said, representing it in Canada, where it's friggin' illegal in your province, and you're the champion of that sport.
I think I'm the only champion that it's actually illegal in there.
That's so crazy. It's funny. I was talking. There's a MMA podcast out of Quebec, and they do like some of their shows in English, some of their shows in French. Je parle français, so like I can understand everything.
Okay.
And I was chatting with them yesterday, and I was kind of like, nudging them in the live chat. They're talking about UFC, and I was like, guys, there's BFL, which is a Canadian MMA promotion this weekend. Jon Di Bella just won the belt. I was like, why are you guys talking about the UFC right now? And they're like, oh, I wish we watched more kickboxing. But the one thing they did say was, I have to say though, those Friday fights, and they're Eastern time, like you, they're like, we're waking up 6:30, 5:30 a.m. During the winter for those, because those are honestly amazing. I mean, speak a little bit about the Lumpinee Stadium for us, in North America. They call it, the Madison Square Garden of Thailand. Does that hold true? And why has this, in your opinion, why has this show every Friday really started to bring more eyes over to one championship? Even MMA eyes over who are just watching kickboxing, who are now like going to be watching the fight night shows, and now the numbered cards are coming back. Yeah, man,
it's honestly like one Friday fights is really cool. Lumpinee Stadium, honestly, crazy energy, man. Crazy energy. Even though they're going for Daniel Williams in the fight, they're like the energy was like I loved it, man. I fought in both now, like in Madison Square Garden and in Lumpinee Stadium, and the energy is about the same thing. Like it's crazy. Yeah,
that's so crazy. Cool.
Yeah, it's sick. It's just sick.
That's awesome. Now I've gone to like local MMA shows and local fights and things like that, which are fun. You can have a good buzzing time at a casino. Don't get me wrong. I went to one of the LFA shows. It was awesome. I've never gone to see UFC 1 or anything on the bigger scale. I was almost going to go to Colorado, but just scheduling didn't work out. So hopefully going to be hitting up one of those next big shows. But like, there's just like, I've gone to big hockey shows. I've gone to playoff games, junior and at the biggest level. And you've been Canadian, you understand like how the buzz, in those arenas. But I can't imagine an atmosphere when like the champion or the title contender challengers making their walkout, and the arena like really caters to them. Like you watch it on TV and sometimes I get goosebumps. I can't imagine like what's it like to walk out in freaking Madison Square Garden or Lumpinee with like your song playing with your team. Like I know you say it's buzzing there, but like explain it a little further because I'm getting goosebumps just like thinking about it.
Yeah, I was getting at the moment though, like I'm focusing on the fight, like I'm focusing on like my opponent there and fighting. But like, yeah, you still feel like it's like, wow, okay, it's happening. You thought about it like so many times, and like it's finally happening. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a good like you feel like okay, not I'm fighting in this crazy arena and the most famous arena and most famous stadium and you gotta give it your all and yeah, it's just like you gotta put up now. You gotta show up. Yeah, you gotta show up now.
I saw George St. Pierre threw a tweet your way or reached out to you on social media. Have you ever trained with him before? Or like has he taught you a little bit on the MMA side? Have you guys like sparred together? What's your relationship like with him?
Yeah, so when I'm in Montreal, like when I was like growing up, when I'm in Montreal, like we like sometimes we train together in the same room. Like we always like know each other. Like him and my dad are like they talk pretty often.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, him and my dad they talk often. So like yeah, he's always like around me. He's always giving advice to everybody, and all like the young guys coming up. And yeah, he's cool. He's very cool, man. He gave me a lot of advice on the business side as well. So he helped me out on that. And yeah, man, he just like yeah, like he's happy for me. Like he's proud of me. Like he see me as a kid, like sparring like all the other MMA guys and like helping the MMA guys out in their striking. So yeah, my dad used to be helps out. Like my father trained a few guys in UFC in their striking, so he helped them out a bit. And I used to always be there like, sparring when I was young and everything. And yeah, he saw like how good I was and like yeah. And now he's proud of me that I'm in one championship and winning.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's so cool. So do you think just because like our country is just like we're just hockey fanatics, do you think that's why nationally, like outside of Quebec anyways, that they just might not talk about him? And like I feel like TSN Sportsnet, even some of these like other smaller, more local, maybe like provincial sports outlets, like there's so many opportunities to like publish stories on him, maybe try to get in contact with, and you yourself too. That's what I'm getting at here. Like, why is our country? And I know for you, you're like, well, you should like it's illegal in my provinces, but I'm from the other side where it's like that was never like they have 16-year-old junior hockey players beating the shit out of each other on the ice. Like Western Canada doesn't care about that like violence as much as Eastern Canada apparently. So like, why do you think he's not as big of a star when he's the greatest of all time, arguably in that sport?
I'm guessing it's the hockey, man. I'm guessing it's the hockey. I'm guessing. I don't know, man. I wish it was. I wish it was more like. I wish he got more exposure. I wish we all got more. All the fighters got more exposure. But yeah, like yeah. I don't know. I guess it's the hockey. I can't really say, but like I'm guessing it's that. Yeah.
Hockey. I mean, I swear, if he does like even one celebrity like curling match, A tier celebrity in Canada.
But I'm also Italian, and in Italy I'm getting a lot more like recognition in Italian. But in Italy soccer's big, so I'm still getting more recognition there. Like I have a lot of like Italians messaging me and my Italian like community messaging me and they're like posting me like we share it, like I'm getting a lot of love from them. But in Canada, I don't know. I see like I don't know. It's not like it's different. Yeah, I'm guessing it's the hockey like coverage is just cover the coverage of hockey is crazy here. I guess
it is because when you know this, I moved to the United States. You spent time in New York. Watching SportsCenter here, it's so like it's mind-blowingly different because it's like it's like 60% football, then a lot of basketball, and then a lot of college sports.
NBA, NFL, MLB in the States.
And college sports too are massive here, right?
I know.
So their SportsCenter is a lot. I mean, it's mostly NFL and NBA. If it's not baseball season, but I feel like there is a good chunk of other stuff. In Canada, it's like Blue Jays, Raptors, Maple Leafs. That's it. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, I hate the Leafs, man, so much. Like, I say it on my streams, it's like I hate the Leafs more than I love my mother, and I love you, Mom, but like I just.
I don't follow hockey. I'm more of a cultural boy. I'm a cultural guy in Italy. Nice. Yeah.
Nice. I loved box lacrosse growing up a lot because I tell people all the time my three favorite sports are hockey, combat sports, and box lacrosse. And what's the common denominator between all of them? you can throw down, right? So I just always loved that aspect to those sports, and being a Western Canadian kid. Yeah, box lacrosse is awesome. That's never, even though it's our national sport, lacrosse, like it's never gonna get the coverage that, like, you know, obviously like a hockey is getting. But no, it is interesting that like we're a different breed up here, and like hockey is religion. It's crazy. All right, I got a few more questions here for you, John. And again, thank you so much for your time, man. This is awesome.
No problem.
Let's have a little fun with it here. What are your top, since we're talking about Canada, what are your top 3 Canadian cities and why?
Oh man, I didn't really travel much in Canada. Like
come on, John, you're killing me here.
I know. I didn't travel much in Canada. Like I've been like Montreal and Toronto. That's it.
Okay, you have some homework. You have some homework then.
I didn't go to Ottawa. That's an hour away. I've never been.
You don't need to go to Ottawa. You need to come to Victoria. Vancouver Island, dude. I'm not kidding. Like, it's the Hawaii of Canada, brother. Like, it's a little colder here. It's not, you know, we got the Pacific Ocean. It's not as warm, but like you can surf year round.
Yeah, I traveled more in the States, honestly, than Canada. Like I saw more of America than Canada. It's crazy.
I'm just starting to see more of the States now. But okay, well, that's then, like I said, I got some destinations for you. Vancouver Island, like, you just have to, like, I'm sure you've heard like Vancouver is beautiful, and Vancouver's a nice coastal city, don't get me wrong, but the island, dude, is something special. And when you go there, you're gonna be like, holy crap, I did not realize that like this was all in Canada as well. I am truly blessed to have grown up there and lived there, and that's why I tell everybody, if you have a chance,
I'll go check it out.
I'm not one of those people who are like, we want everyone off the island, like no tourism. No. Every prideful Canadian should go check that out. Okay. You're not a big hockey guy either, but I'm sure growing up in Montreal, there was some sort of influence. Did you watch any junior hockey at all growing up, or was it just like if your family was into hockey, it was the Canadians?
No, I didn't watch no hockey, but I just watched soccer, calcio.
Okay, no, you're Italian, so fair enough. My dad's Persian, and he's a huge soccer guy. Like,
yeah,
for him, like, he's like, I watch playoffs hockey, but for me, he's like, these guys on freaking ice, and he's like, it's just so weird. You know, growing up in Iran, I still will never 100% comprehend it. Yeah, he's a big curling fan, but he's an interesting cat. But no, I was in soccer and martial arts growing up, and he really tried to push soccer on me. And look, like, I'll support the local teams here. Like in Minnesota, I watch the MLS team here, and back home, like I'd watch the Whitecaps in Vancouver and whatever, you know, Premier League with him. But not for, I guess, small town Canadian kid who, you know, liked people to throw down. I gravitated towards the violent sports.
That's it.
Outside of George St. Pierre, and we'll make this one North American, what were your biggest inspirations, you know, athletically?
Yeah, like I would say Floyd Mayweather, I guess. Because Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, all those like boxers, like the 90 boxer, Roy Jones Jr. I guess those guys I used to watch a lot when I was young. And my dad just made me watch a lot of boxing when I was like very young. So,
that's awesome.
He programmed it in my head, like about boxing, and because boxing, you need boxing to, like, your boxing is one of your fundamentals. And yeah, it just made me become a good boxer at a young age. So he made me watch all those guys like Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, De La Hoya, all those guys. Yeah. So
boxing was your first love then, over kickboxing?
I started in karate. Like, my dad put me in a gi on, like, karate suit. He used to teach me all the kicks and everything, but he also teach me boxing on the side. So yeah, so it was a bit of both. Yeah, karate and boxing, kickboxing. So yeah, he just added stuff on at a young age.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how's obviously traditional boxing translates a lot more, and you can probably draw from it a lot more than in mixed martial arts. It's kind of hard to draw. Like, mixed martial arts striking is mixed martial arts striking. It's more Muay Thai and kickboxing than traditional boxing. So how is that traditional boxing? Like, what do you draw from like the traditional boxing and apply it to kickboxing? What are some of the fundamentals that you speak of?
Yeah, like you have to work, like, your jabs, your straights, everything, like combinations, more combinations and everything. Yeah, so you just like do a lot of combination. You add a low kick at the end. You add the head kick at the end. You can mix it up. Like, you actually low kick, head kick. You mix it up. You mix up the combos, and and it just helps the fundamental. Even like your IQ, your fighting IQ. Boxing helps all your overall fight IQ. So yeah.
Out of all the Thai fighters, or even some of the other like Asian fighters in one championship who are in kickboxing and Muay Thai, give me one or two names that you think could go full stamp fair text and maybe actually make a name for themselves in mixed martial arts.
Oh, all the Thai, specifically Thai fighters, or all overall?
We'll say their Asian roster in particular.
Asian roster, okay. That's all. It's a good question. I guess like Superlek. I
Okay.
guess like I guess Superlek. 'Cause I see him like in the American top team, like working with the MMA guys. So yeah, maybe Superlek.
Jamie
Maybe
on Twitter would have a
Sityodtong.
heart attack if that happened, but now I kind of want to
Yeah,
see
I
it.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I hope he doesn't,
I know.
but I guess I see it. That's all I'm saying. Cause
Yeah.
I see him in the MMA gyms. I'm just yeah. I guess like Sityodtong. I don't know. I don't want to see
Okay.
any other names. But I hope they stay.
This question was for Jamie, by the way, and I know he's watching. So
Shout out to Jamie. I hope though they stay in the Muay Thai and make Muay Thai more bigger and popular around the world because that's what striking and Muay Thai and kickboxing needs. They need their stars to stay in their sport and
yep.
be a legend in their sport and make it big. That's what I want, and that's why I'm staying in kickboxing.
And I love that you said that because again, the North American fans out here who claim that they're big fight fans, but still sometimes slip up. Oh, I'm watching or I'm a fan of UFC. I mean MMA. You know, they're still like, and it's no fault of the UFC. It's credit to them for that brand being bigger than the sport here in North America for the most part. You know, with the average fans, and a lot of them are like, oh, he's a good kickboxer. When is he going to come over to UFC? It's like no.
Yeah.
Like we need this sport to grow here as well. And another thing, John, so many of my friends are like, oh, here's grappling again. They're hugging. I was like, watch kickboxing, watch Muay Thai. Why are you complaining watching this? You know, look, because there could be good fights. And I was like, no, I know there can be good fights, but why are you complaining watching this sport when you were guaranteed no ground game and a 3-second clinch in Muay Thai?
Yeah, so like I'm like even me, I get a question all the time. Oh, oh, you're kickboxing champion. When are you going to MMA, or when are you going to a UFC or MMA? Like, so I'm like, I'm in one championship. Like, watch one.
Yeah,
it's like one of the biggest. It's the biggest league. It is the biggest martial arts league in the world. So like, watch
it is the most entertaining too, and I say it all the time. Like, I will never sit here and say that like the UFC is not the NFL, the NHL, the MLB of mixed martial arts. It is. It has the biggest roster, but one championship is I would say is the most entertaining and is the solidified second 100%. But it is the most entertaining, and for me, I rank it actually one and this is just combat sports in general, not one particular martial arts. But I would say that one championship is my favorite as far as the most entertaining. And then I got like KSW and Ryzen under that because KSW, they go full steroids, like allegedly. But it's a lot of fun to watch those guys. And then Ryzen, it's like the Japanese they do things differently. And much like your dad who like would watch boxing with you as a kid, my dad would wake me up at like 2 a.m. to watch Pride FC. Look at Mark Hunt here. Look at Nogueira here. Like, and so I fell in love with like the show that is the Japanese, you know, martial arts world.
Yeah.
Lene Hart announcing their names and everything. And then UFC falls like under that for me. And shoot, man, there's even some regional shows in France, like Eris, for example, who put on an unbelievable broadcast, and they're just regional. So I 100% am in your camp there. I think you can love, pump, and support every single combat sports individually as well. And that's why, you know, I even watch jiu-jitsu tournaments by themselves now.
Yeah. I'm like me too. Like if you're new to martial arts and watching martial arts, I would say go watch one Friday fights in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're North America, start off by watching that and then watch the prime shows, because like that my goal is like I want to fight in America next. Like I want to fight in the next American show, and I want to like defend my title next in the States. Because I feel like America needs striking and the real pure Muay Thai and kickboxing striking, and that's what I want to make it big in the States. I want to make it more popular, more eyes to watch it, and I believe it's gonna happen soon. We just need more. We need to fight more often in the States, and that's what I want next. And I can't wait for that. It's gonna explode. Once that happens, it's gonna explode.
Dude, 100% it will. When you defend your title here in North America, when Superlek cracks someone in the head, you know, with the head kick, when Stamp, you know, dances again on her way out, like, and then, you know, goes back into kickboxing or Muay Thai, like, it's going to grow here. Like, I am confident, and one is going to be the one to lead that charge. They really are, because the UFC has no interest in doing kickboxing, and they had an opportunity. I really do believe, like, at one point they had an opportunity, and it's one champion's time to shine here and that. And you said it. Those Friday fights, man, they're gonna get everybody into it. or that one or the next big North American shows are going to get everyone interested, and then they're just going to flock over to those Friday fights, man. And what's awesome is you can rewatch them on YouTube, right? They're not just like live and then they're gone.
Live on, you guys are free on YouTube. Go watch it, man. Yeah,
unbelievable. Well, hey man, I can see that like I said when we started off this chat here, and we've been talking for a good few months as well on Twitter, and I can see that like you're in good spirits. You're in good shape. You're happy. You're in a great point in your career. Like you're still so young. Like your prime is still ahead of you, and you're a championship right now. So what's next as we conclude this year? What's next for Jon Di Bella other than coming to American soil? I believe 3 or 4 shows in 2024, which is huge for one championship. What's next for you? What are your aspirations? What are your goals now as a champion in this promotion?
Yeah, man. My goal is to be like what Chingy Alazov is now, but in a few years, like I'm obviously I'm not there yet, but I gotta work my way up, and like I want to be like one of the best pound for pound guys, kickboxers in the world, and that's what my goal is. I just gotta keep winning, train harder, and find new ways to like be even better, and I believe I'm gonna be there. I have the skill and I have the dedication to do it, and that's my goal, to become number one, and that's it, man.
Hey, and you definitely have the skill, dude. It's especially that last performance was, like I said, it was near flawless. It was unbelievable. Guys, if you're watching this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, but also go support Jon. Where can they find you on social now that you're just blowing up? I mean, you're international.
My Instagram is Jon Di Bella, Jon Di Bella. And that's all, pretty much all. Like you can find me on Twitter. That's the same thing.
Man, keep up the good work, and I feel so rude here. I'm sipping on my mocha here that I made today. Like, I know you're Italian, you're from Montreal, to you're Canadian. Like, you must be a little bit of a coffee snob. I'm a coffee snob. I'm from, I guess you don't know this because you've never been to Vancouver Island, but the hipsters in Victoria, we got some good coffee shops as well in Vancouver Island. What's your go-to drink before I let you go here? What's your go-to caffeine drink?
So I have my own espresso brand, Di Bella Espresso.
Oh, so what? Pump it.
Di Bella Espresso is my own espresso brand. We just started it not long ago. And it's gonna be sold online very soon at DiBellaEspresso.com. And you can get it anywhere soon. It's gonna be available in the next couple of weeks actually. And DiBellaEspresso.com.
Dude, I'm so glad I snuck that question in there because I'm gonna pump the hell out of that. No, you let me know once it's live, and I'll even run like commercials for it on our channel because we do live streams every week, man, and I'd love to support that. I'm a huge coffee fan. I'm a huge coffee fan as well. So A, I will drink the shit out of that, and B, we will definitely pump it on the channel for you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Well, Jon, this has been amazing. Like I said, can't wait to see you fight next. The keys to the castle are yours, man. Like we're a growing channel here, and if you ever want to pump a fight, pump some products, just sit and chat fights here. Like I said, the keys to castle are yours. Come back anytime. I mean, dude, your path is paved in gold, man, and I can't wait to see all the success that you have in the future.
Thank you, man. Thank you for supporting. Thank you to all the fans and all the one fans and the kickboxing fans and the striking fans, and hope to make striking more bigger and all around the world, and let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna do our part to help grow it too, man. And still, ladies and gentlemen, Jon Di Bella. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.